Hi guys, welcome back to another episode here on This Is Just the Beginning. I'm your host Ellie and I hope you've had a really good week. Again, apologies for the delay in this episode, but I've finally got my whole life together with everything that's coming up. A little bit of an update from last week, although to be fair, I did get through that last week, so you can't come at me too much. But a little bit of an update is that I did accept that job that I spoke about last week, which is the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me. And I've only got 2 weeks left at my current job because I'm taking holiday, so I have a 2-week break between jobs, which is the best thing. And because I've been trying to, obviously with the full-time job, I can't go back to Bath and go to uni and see my friends that often, because on a weekend I want to hang out with my boyfriend and I want to have some time to myself. So I've been really focusing on time for myself over the weekends rather than going to see friends and partying, getting drunk and hungover. And I did hate that for so long, but now that it's summer, beer gardens are calling me. I've been to a couple over the last week because obviously the weather has been so nice in the UK the last week. I mean, it's not as nice today because there was a bit of rain last night, but the beer gardens they've healed me basically. As you know, at the beginning of this year, I was the party animal again and I was going out loads and I just hated it. And now that I've not done that for a couple months, I'm ready to get back into it. I'm so ready to party, seeing as though a lot of my friends are graduating in the next few months. So there's a lot going on. And so my plan kind of for the next 2 weeks, I'm working for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to Take That on Wednesday with my uncle, which I don't want to cause shade here or hurt anyone's feelings, but we don't like Take That, okay? My family, we don't like them. So it's kind of a joke between me and my uncle that we've always loved them. So for Christmas, my mum bought us tickets. So now we're going, and God, that's come around so quickly, those 5 months. But I'm going to go see them in Birmingham on Wednesday after work. Just, going to have a few pints and just embrace it. I mean, it's going to be a weird experience, seeing as though I don't want to go see them, but it's the first concert of the year, which will be kind of fun. And then this weekend I might be in London going to a couple of events with my boyfriend, which will be very exciting. But that's not set in stone yet. And if not, me and mum are going to go shopping for a wedding guest dress for me, because I'm going to my boyfriend's sister's wedding in a couple of weeks, which I'm so stressed about. But I need to just find a dress that I've ordered a few from ASOS, but I don't really like it. There's one that I'm keeping. The other one I'm sending back. One of them I can wear to like my sister's graduation or something. But yeah, I don't really like them, so I'm ordering so many. My bank balance is screaming at me, but I will be sending them all back. But then next week I finish, next Thursday I have a half day because my boss just said just take your holiday and just finish earlier. So that's what I'm doing, having paid holiday. And that day that I finish, it's a Thursday, finishing at like midday, and I'm going straight down to Bath with my mum as well, because my sister also finishes all of her exams then, like she's done with university next week. So I'm going straight down there for a couple of days, and then my friends back at my uni have also finished around that weekend, so I'm going to see them on the weekend. Very busy already. Stay with them for a couple of days. I'll be hungover, like I just know that, because I'll be like, oh, do you want to go to the pub at like 3 o'clock? And then that always happens, and it's just, yeah, that always happens. But then I'll be at home for a few days because I need to finish my PT course. Like I know that I need to finish it so badly, and it's really stressing me out. Thing I focus on when I come back from Warwick and everything, and then I'm going down to Dorset for my boyfriend's sister's wedding, which I was meant to just spend, like when I was meant to be working and didn't have my notice period and everything, I was meant to spend just the Friday and Monday, like the weekend down there. But now I can spend a good few days down there with them, and I don't know what the plan is, but I mean, obviously the wedding, I need to get a dress, but it's going to be a really fun weekend, like meeting all of his family. I mean, a bit daunting, but I am really looking forward to it. It's something different, and I've been saying that I've been wanting to go to a wedding for like 2 years, and I've had no one in my family getting married, so I'm so excited that I finally get to go to a wedding. But then straight after that, for the following weekend, literally just the weekend before I start my new job, I'm heading up to York with my sister for a cute 3-night girly trip away in this really nice Airbnb, which is definitely a place I'm going to get loads of content done. Hopefully a podcast as well with my sister. I've been promising you that for so long, so hopefully I'll be able to do that in a couple of weeks for you guys. And yeah, I'm just going to spend a few days there because one of my sister's best friends is finishing uni around that time, so we're just going to go up and celebrate. And I've been to York once and it is so pretty, so I'm really looking forward for that little weekend. And then I start my job, and then I go see Taylor Swift and then the Foo Fighters with the whole family. And then my sister phoned me the other day saying, hey, do you want to go see JLS? And I've said this before, but I am still a huge JLS fan. And I saw them back in October. I saw them the October before that as well. And then loads when I was obviously like much younger, when I was like 10 years old. But I love them. And I looked like a month ago to see if there were tickets left, because when I went to go see them in October, they released the dates and the tickets for the summer tour that I'm now going to see. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to get tickets, but I never did because my sister said no, she wouldn't come with me. I knew she would have, obviously, if I paid for them and stuff, but I didn't get them. And then I looked a month ago to go see them at Warwick Castle. No tickets, absolutely no tickets. And I was like, how are they sold out? I'm like, JLS aren't that big anymore, but obviously they're doing smaller venues as well, but they're doing like all these venues like at a castle. So we found tickets to go to Cardiff Castle, which is a Sunday afternoon concert, which is perfect. So I'm really looking forward to that. Drive up or get the train up, and it's like an hour from my house, so it's not too far. So I'm very, very excited to go see them. And then it's my birthday, it's my sister's graduation, then we're doing a huge family trip away. So it's a very, very busy few months, but I'm so excited for it. But with this note of kind of excitement and happiness in me right now, as you can see from the episode title, today I wanted to do kind of like a diary episode, if that makes sense. And you'll understand when I get into it. But I've been recently thinking about my younger self, and I got the inspiration from Linda Sun, who I've spoken about before, not in a while though, because I haven't been watching much YouTube over the last like 2 years, but she does all of these food diaries, but with a really in-depth, inspirational, very sad actually, kind of voiceover over the top of it, saying about how she's doing at the moment and her like struggles with body image and all this and finding out who she is and all that. If you don't follow her on Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, follow Linda Sun. She is the most inspirational person ever. Like, I love her. Her and Lexi Hidalgo were my two inspirations for starting eating disorder recovery and just general life inspirations as well, not just about eating disorders and things like that. But today I wanted to talk about things that I have been speaking about recently, but from a different kind of angle. And I'm going to start by saying this. When I was 12, I had my whole life planned out. I thought I'd fall in love. I thought I'd go to a fancy university to make my parents proud. I thought I'd be married at 25, kids at 26. I thought I'd have my dream body by the age of 18. I thought I'd be wiser. Generally, I thought I'd have my whole life worked out by now. And now I'm 20 years old, and I don't really, but things are starting to make sense. And now I know that I couldn't have been more wrong about my life plans. I thought I'd get A stars in my A-levels, studying languages, go study languages at Warwick University, get a job in the EU, the UN, doing really well, translating, interpreting for obviously one of the biggest organisations in the world, or work with NASA or a huge organisation with my language skills, because I knew how attractive and appealing that would be to employers. I thought I'd find the love of my life at university, someone in my course, those subtle meet cues with people next to you, asking for a pencil from behind you. I thought I'd still play hockey, my main passion throughout my teenage life. I thought I'd start dancing back at university. I then thought I'd come back from university and move out straight away to Barcelona or Berlin or somewhere abroad. I thought I'd be so independent and not need my mum every second of every day. I thought I wouldn't need my sister every second of every day. I thought I'd be okay on my own. I thought I'd have this dream body. I thought I'd be exactly where I want to be and follow this life plan exactly and get a first degree at university and all these things that I thought would happen. Now, as I said, I couldn't have been more wrong about my plan. I did go to university and I studied languages. I did get my A stars at A-levels, but I was suffering anorexia at the same time. And I put that as a main cause why my plan didn't quite work out. And that is totally okay, because we don't plan for things like mental illnesses and these kind of things. It just happened. I dropped out of uni after 2 years of really not liking my degree and not liking what I'm doing. I couldn't really see myself finishing my degree in languages. I couldn't see myself working for the UN, and obviously Brexit happened, which would have made that way more complicated than it should have been. I didn't even go on my year abroad at university because I was too anxious and too stressed out to go, and my mum was pretty worried about me going and living on my own for a year. So I missed out on the one thing that I was really looking forward to since I was 12 years old, about living in Berlin and in Madrid. I quit hockey, I quit dance, I quit all my hobbies including writing, but I started a blog and I started a podcast. Now I get to share my writing creativity with thousands of people all over the world, and I couldn't have been more proud of myself. Sure, I dropped out of university, but now I'm in social media marketing, which is an incredible field of work. I'm not a huge influencer like Anna Archer or Millie G, but I have our little community and I'm very, very proud of myself for getting this far with kind of so little. I'm living back home, but that's okay because I need the comfort of my family right now, and who knows where I'm going to be in a couple of years' time. And hey, I did battle with an eating disorder, which took away so much of my teenage life, but I came back stronger, and now I'm working towards a personal trainer course with the hopes of setting up an ED recovery centre and getting nutrition CPDs. And yeah, I quit my main hobbies, which were hockey and dance, but we found new hobbies. We found blogging, we found podcasting. And although my 12-year-old self, we didn't get to go on our year abroad, we've still travelled around Europe. We've travelled around Spain, around Germany, around so many other countries in Europe. And you've still been able to have this calling towards cultures and learning new languages. And even better, you're now going into a job using your languages without a degree, without anything behind it, just because you sold yourself and you are good at what you do. And dear my 12-year-old self, the main lesson I have learned is that you have to fall in love with someone that doesn't last, and you will learn so much through this. It's a reminder that it's very rare that you find your soulmate after just one try. You'll have many tries, you'll have many, many partners, and it's all about learning through your mistakes and learning through those that you loved and no longer love. And you unfortunately do have to wrestle with body image, body dysmorphia, your identity, your life plans, your career goals, your weight, your food, your everything, in order to find out who you truly are and have an even better relationship with yourself, with food, with exercise, all away from diet culture. I know, hey, you might be sitting there, 12-year-old me, thinking, I don't want to go through anorexia. I don't want to go through that. What about our dreams of studying and being at university? You can't plan for these things to happen, and that's totally okay. And I've come out way stronger through all of that. So remember that every failure you think you have or every mistake you make, you learn a lesson from it, and that makes you into such a stronger person, someone more capable and worthy than ever. And you know what the best part of this is? We have found ourselves. No matter how much energy we poured into our career plans, our love life plans, wanting to be married at age 25, planning out my wedding when I was 12 years old, the best thing we have invested in and the best thing we've put so much energy into is in ourselves. We now know our triggers, our limiting beliefs, our boundaries, just who we are. We are outgoing but also introverted, a party lover but also a bath and tea kind of night in kind of girl. We love Netflix but also hiking and getting outdoors. We love social media but then we also love digital detoxes. And to be honest, I've learned this just over the last 2 years. I've not been learning this since I was 12 years old. This is something that I've recently been learning about, and it's so fun to learn more about yourself every single day. I know what I like, what I don't like, how someone should treat me, how someone shouldn't treat me. And I've learned that through, unfortunately, dealing with people who haven't treated me the way that they should. But those lessons that you learn through the people you love that you regret loving, you shouldn't regret anything. You've learned lessons through that and you've come back even better. And hey, with your love life, you've now found someone who respects you and treats you like the absolute goddess you are. You've ditched the other guy in the past who did not respect you at all, and you're now way better for it. And yeah, we lost a lot of weight and we hated food for a while. Then we gained a lot of weight and it freaked us out for a while. But then we learned to love it because it gave us back our strength, our happiness, our freedom. It gave us back our personality and our smile, and I'm never going to go back there. And I so wish I could hold my 12-year-old self in my arms right now and say, it's going to be okay. You're going to go through some absolute shit, but you're going to come back stronger. These are the lessons that you're going to learn in life, and they are hard. They are so difficult, trust me. But we all go through traumas. We all go through hardships. And yeah, we're so much stronger because of them. And I know when you're 12 years old, all you want right now is to fit in, for people to like you, to feel pretty. But you don't need those fake eyelashes, the bleach, the fake tan. You just need you, unapologetically you. You don't need to wake up before the crack of dawn to do a workout. No one is going to remember how little you weighed. They will remember the kind of person you were. Kind, fearless and brave to go through something so bad like an eating disorder and all the other traumas you have suffered in your life. And I'm now 20 years old, almost 21. And I'm not a kid anymore, even though sometimes I do feel that way. I still need my mum and still have a love for Jellycats, but we are wiser. So even though in the last 8 years of our life plan drastically changed, but we are where we're meant to be right now. I swear all we do when we are young is want to grow up, but now I want to be a kid again. When we're younger, we want to be free, independent, and brave. And sometimes I just want to crawl under my duvet and not see anyone for weeks. But adulting means having a job. It means going to the grocery store. It means paying your bills. And that's something that we learn also. And even though we haven't moved out yet, we're still living at home, we're only 20 years old. We don't need to move out straight away, and we can take it day by day. Who knows, maybe in a year's time I'll move out. Maybe I'll be living with my boyfriend now. Maybe I'll be living with someone else. Maybe I'll be living with my sister. We don't know. So there's no point making a life plan for it now when things could drastically change again. And that's what I've learned recently, the excitement of spontaneity, the excitement of not knowing. Instead of the fear of an uncertainty in our lives, embrace the not knowing. It's so much more fulfilling when you reach a place where you never thought you'd be because you didn't plan for it. Adulting also means that you've got to show up. You have to show up for yourself. You just got to do it. Even if it's hard some days and you do just want to phone in sick and not see anyone and cancel all of your plans, you have to do it. And it's okay to sometimes want to hit pause and take a nap because life is exhausting, and we found beauty in rest now, where we allow ourselves to rest, we allow ourselves to take that time out before we burn out. Because again, that's another thing that you will face in your teenage years. You will become burnt out with exams, with sport, with exercise. You're going to get so ill and depressed because of it. So don't stress yourself out. Don't push yourself too hard. Just remember that you're doing as well as you can be right now. And most importantly, dear 12-year-old me, you will have so many breakdowns where you feel like you're a failure and you feel like you don't know anything. And you'll compare yourselves to others saying, why do I need a break when no one else is? Why am I dropping out of uni when no one else is? And things like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Oh, I'm a failure. I'm still living at home. Or I've dropped out of uni. I don't have a life plan. Hey, you have your dream job right now, okay? In both aspects, you're leaving your dream job, you're going into a new dream job, and even though this is a recent dream, it's still a dream. And these dreams do change, and as you know, you're no longer at university, you're no longer studying languages. That has still shaped who you are. You're an academic girl, hun. You're gonna do so far in life just from that mindset. And you don't know how many people look up to you and wish they had your life. You're not a failure, you're still learning. And I am too. We learn every single day until our very last day on earth, and take pride in that. You should be proud of yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. The grades you get at GCSEs won't matter in 2 years' time. The boys you like now won't matter in 2 years' time either. The friends you have now won't matter in 2 years' time. Actually, you will only end up having the 3 friends left from school who you speak to kind of regularly, but not even that often. You make new friends at uni who are probably long life friends. You don't meet a boy at uni. You do that through work because you put yourself out there when you're at university. Despite everything you were going through, you still got a brilliant job over the summer, you met someone, you fell in love with someone, then you were heartbroken by that person because they didn't treat you right, and you didn't know that until after 18 months with them. And that's okay because that was your first big relationship as an adult, I guess. And it was heartbreaking. It was so painful to go through that, and even more painful when you realise that you went through it. And the trauma that he now gave you, and the trauma you're working through with your new boyfriend. And that's totally okay too. And you have found someone who really does understand you, your past, your struggles, your trauma, and he is helping you in so many ways. He is so patient with you, and it's the most amazing love that you've ever felt. And please hold on to that because it is truly incredible. And the best piece of advice I'd give to you is don't run yourself too dry and don't spread yourself too thin. You do so much in your teenage lives. You are a blogger, you're a podcaster, you're at uni, you're working, you have friends, you have boyfriends, you have parents to see, you've got a sister to go and see. You spread yourself too thin and you burn out so many times. You don't have to be productive every day, little me. You don't need to do it. You don't need to force yourself to get out of bed before the crack of dawn. You don't need to go to bed after midnight every night, working and revising and studying. You're very clever. You're going to get good grades whatever you do. So you don't need to put in that extra work every single day. Sure, it's got you to where you are now, but at what cost? The sacrifices you made back then were huge in order just to get good grades, to be captain at hockey, to be a great dancer, to be all these things that you are. You don't need to be good at everything in your life because I know you. You get frustrated when you're not good at things like rounders and netball and art. It's okay. You don't need to be good at these things because you're good at so many other things instead. You deal with burnout a lot in your teenage lives, and it's so tiring and so hard to come back from. So here's a reminder to schedule in those rest days and look after yourself. You didn't do that for so long, and now that you've found that way at age 20, life seems like a lot easier right now, a hell of a lot easier. Rest when you're tired, slow down if life feels too fast. It's okay to take on a break, focus on yourself, and not focus on what everyone else is doing. And I'm grateful that I didn't end up with what I thought I wanted. I'm thankful for the clarity that comes with these closed doors from past relationships with myself, with the ones that I thought I loved so dearly. And I'm excited for the chance to attract better and more good in my life. And so many good things are happening to us right now. And there's no past version of yourself that you need to get back to. Eating disorder recovery is hard. You don't need to go back to your 12-year-old body, your 14-year-old body. Life is about flowing forward and growing from the lessons we've learned. So, dear 12-year-old me, please just breathe. You haven't met all of you yet, and neither have I. There is so much more life to live. So this was kind of a big mismatch of a poem that I've written recently. It's, as you can see, it's not really a poem. It's just me just talking to what I would say if I could meet my 12-year-old self right now. And it's all about just slowing down and just taking time to pause and not push yourself too hard, and saying that, hey, you are going to deal with a lot in your life. We all deal with all this to certain extremes, sure, but we all deal with a certain level of crap in our lives, and it is hard, and you think you're the only one going through it. And God, I wish that someone had told me this in an assembly at school, or a friend, or my parents, or someone would. I hope that people tell their kids this now, that when you enter secondary school, you're going to deal with some horrible friends, some horrible people. You're going to go through heartbreak so many times. Your first time, your first kiss, your first time with anything, going to university, moving out. Hell, I went through a pandemic at the same time I was going through anorexia, the same time I was going to university. So much happened in such a short amount of time. And to look back and think, I'm only now just getting to know myself. Sometimes I think that was a waste of 20 years, that I've only just started this journey, but it's so exciting as well because I went through all of that to get to the place where I am now, and it's just so exciting. So I encourage you today to maybe write something similar to this. Think about what you wish you had known when you were 12 years old, or whatever age you wish it was. Maybe you look back to when you're 4 years old and you remember how much of a giggly kid you were. You're always smiling. You loved, I don't know, you loved a certain food. You loved going to school, your first year of school, like things you wish your younger self learned before you kind of went into life just all willy-nilly, because that's what we do. We have no experience when we're that young. We just go into life and we make mistakes, but we learn from them. So I do encourage you to write something similar to this today, to kind of maybe write down the 3 or 5 top things you wish you had known back then. I know I always say to focus on the present moment and not to look back on the past or the future as much, but this is a really good exercise just to get all your thoughts down of what you wish you had known and what you wish you had been told that you are going to go through, I guess. It kind of lays out in front of you everything that you have been through, and it's so much easier to work through them when you're talking to someone else about it, like your younger self, and you're also holding all this love for your younger self, because she went through loads of shit, okay? At whatever age you're talking to her, like, she went through a lot. And this love for this inner child still in you, because she's still there. So as soon as you start to love her, you love yourself on a whole different level. I'm going to end this episode here. It is a little bit of a shorter one today, but I wanted to keep it quite short and snappy just to show you the power of this kind of exercise and this kind of journaling. I'll be back next week with an episode. I'm not quite sure what the topic is on yet, but I know that I do have quite a few guests lined up, and I still need to do this huge guest episode that I've been working on for so many months that I keep kind of rescheduling due to both of our schedules being so busy. So I will be getting onto that very, very soon. And on that note, with the promise of more episodes, I might try be doing twice a week. And I'm also hoping to start video podcasts. So if that's something that you want to see, DM me on Instagram, whatever you want to do, send me a message saying that you want to see it, because it's something that I'm really looking forward to doing. And I'm going to kind of deck out my room to be a podcast studio and my office, and I want to make it look really fun and really bright. Obviously I'm not the best videographer. I mean, I know that's my job in social media, but I'm going to try and make it look as aesthetic as possible, but also very authentic. Like, I don't want to put filters on it or anything. If the audio or the video isn't the best 100% quality, that's fine with me, because I'm still learning, and I'm just going to trial it out before I spend money and time and energy creating something huge. I'm just going to trial it and see what you guys think. And now I regret not filming this episode because it's the perfect time to do it. But anyway, I hope you have a really good week and I'll speak to you very soon. I hope you're not sunburned like me, by the way. I did not put sun cream on this week and I've been working outside every day. So I hope you did not do what I did. Anyway, have a great week and I'll speak to you very soon. Goodbye.